Mr. Swatan Kumar Singh, IAS Officer, District Collector Mandsaur, completed his IAS in 2007. He was earlier posted as CEO in Zila Panchayat, Rewa, also as Collector at Damo. Who knew a student from mechanical field will become our District Collector? Sir, you are such an inspiration to us. With this, I request you, sir, to please introduce.
इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑन एम्पावरमेंट थ्रू एजुकेशन एथिक्स एंड एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के इस भव्य कार्यक्रम में माननीय श्री नरेंद्र नाठा जी, डॉक्टर ओल्गा, डॉक्टर पटनायक, डॉक्टर जगदीश खत्री, आज मुझे बहुत गर्व हो रहा है कि इतनी अच्छी तरीके से कॉन्फ्रेंस, वो भी अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर की कॉन्फ्रेंस मंदसौर यूनिवर्सिटी में की जा रही है और वहाँ का मैं कलेक्टर हूँ। आप सभी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। अभी आदरणीय नाटा जी से मेरी कुछ टॉपिक्स पर चर्चा हो रही थी और मैं चाहूँगा कि बच्चों से भी और ना यहाँ के जो इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट हैं जो कि आज इस कॉन्फ्रेंस में उपस्थित हैं, अगले 2 दिन तक लगातार इस टॉपिक पे डेलिब्रेशन भी होगा डिटेल में। हमें ब्रिक्स कंट्रीज की जो अदर पार्टनर कंट्रीज हैं उनके साथ में भी बहुत कुछ सीखने की आवश्यकता है। चेंजिंग जो अभी इकोनॉमिक कंडीशंस हो रही हैं, जैसे कल मेरी एक फ्रेंड से चर्चा हो रही थी जो ऑस्ट्रेलिया से अभी हाल फिलहाल में अभी लौटे हैं, तो उनसे मेरी 2 टॉपिक्स में मेरी चर्चा हुई। जैसे अभी रियल एस्टेट मार्केट, हम लोग का लगातार रियल एस्टेट मार्केट में एकदम ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन फेस में चल रहा है। कई सारी एग्जिस्टिंग प्रॉपर्टीज में रिनोवेशन के काम होने चाहिए, तो यहाँ पे आपकी ना स्टार्टअप्स की ना जरूरत, मैं समझता हूँ कि ना हम लोग उस चीज़ पे ना डेलिब्रेट करना चाहिए कि किस तरीके से हम नए इकोनॉमिक सिस्टम में, नए पैरामीटर्स में, जिसमें खासतौर पे डिजिटल इंडिया कैंपेन भी चल रहा है, हम किस तरीके से घर पे बैठे बैठे और ना अगर हमारी जो ज़रूरतें हैं, जैसे अगर हमारा हाउसकीपिंग का करना चाहिए या फिर ना घर में रिनोवेशन का प्लान है या फिर कई सारे इवेंट के ना मैनेजमेंट के भी रहते हैं जिसमें सारे अक्रॉस द सारी फील्ड की आवश्यकता पड़ती है, जिसमें आपकी इंजीनियरिंग की खास तौर पे और अदर फील्ड जो पैरामेडिकल और जो टेक्निकल इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं उनके भी प्रोफेशनल की आवश्यकता पड़ती है। वैसे हम लोग स्टार्टअप्स ले और अदर पार्टनर कंट्रीज, जिसमें से खास तौर पे मैं चाइना का और साउथ अफ्रीका का मेंशन करना उचित समझ रहा हूँ कि वहाँ पे वो सारी चीज़ें हैं और वहाँ पे भी ना चेंजिंग प्लेटफॉर्म में उन्होंने ईजिली अडॉप्ट किया है अपने आप को। मंदसौर खासतौर पे मैं मानता हूँ कि ना हम वैसे फेज में चल रहे हैं जो मध्य प्रदेश के कई सारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट की अगर ना इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन देखें तो हम लोग सबसे एडवांस फेज में चल रहे हैं। मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है जिस तरीके से हमारी एग्रीकल्चर इकोनॉमी है और अदर जो सेक्टर्स जो अच्छे तरीके से परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं उसको एड करेगा और ये यूनेस्को नेटवर्क चेयर आज जो यहाँ पे स्थापित होने जा रही है, मैं इसके लिए पुनः माननीय नाटा जी को और उनकी पूरी टीम और पूरी मंदसौर यूनिवर्सिटी के स्टाफ को बहुत दिल से बधाई देना चाहूँगा। और कहीं न कहीं मंदसौर यूनिवर्सिटी को ये जो उपलब्धि हासिल हुई है, मंदसौर का नाम न केवल मध्य प्रदेश में बल्कि देश में नहीं बिल्कुल पूरे विश्व में एक अपना अभूतपूर्व अच्छे स्थान पे स्थापित करने के लिए आप सभी को मैं पुनः बधाई और धन्यवाद जिला प्रशासन की ओर से देना चाहूँगा। थैंक यू।
Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we rarely get this kind of opportunity to listen to words of a great knowledgeable speaker. Yes, I'm talking about Professor Olga Leonova ma'am. PhD in Economics, Doctor of Political Science, Professor of Faculty of Global Studies of Lomonosov Moscow State University. Please give her a huge round of applause.
Dear Chancellor, dear High Guests, and dear colleagues and friends, I am privileged by the Rector of the Moscow State University and the Dean of Faculty of Global Studies to greet you at this conference. Dear friends, of course you know that historical and cultural contacts of Russia and India have a very long history. For India has always been like a fairy tale for the Russian people. The influence of Indian culture on Russian culture was great. It applies not only to literature and poetry, but also painting and music. Do you know that the great poem Mahabharata was translated into Russian in the 19th century? All the intellectual Russian people read and discussed the great book, trying to understand and appreciate Indian spirituality and culture. Our Russian famous poet Balmont once wrote a fine poetry about India. I try to translate these lines. He wrote, "I love Indians because in their words there are mysterious knowledge. They grow from bright suffering, piecing the mists of time and changing the darkness into bright light." So he understood India. Today in Russia, we appreciate the role of India, which in ancient times it played in the world history, and nowadays it plays in the global world. For the Russian people, India is not only the modern and rapidly developing country, but it is a country of ancient wisdom and culture. There are many writers and poets who used Indian motifs in their works. Among them, there are the great Russian writers, Alexander Pushkin and Leo Tolstoy. So we found that Russian greatest poet Pushkin mentioned India in his works exactly 26 times. The great Russian writer and philosopher Leo Tolstoy had an active correspondence with Indian leaders. And among his Indian correspondents, there was a young Indian lawyer who later became a leader of the Indian nation. It was Mahatma Gandhi. These correspondents have been very active and lasted until the death of Tolstoy. Their mutual sympathy and interest, their lovely correspondence and friendship proves that both great men, Mahatma Gandhi and Leo Tolstoy, had very many things. They were quite similar. Today, the views of the great Mahatma Gandhi are very important to us. His views that people, regardless of their race, caste, ethnic and religious identity, inherit divine nature. His idea that a man must appeal to the principles of faith in solving life problems. His strong belief that violence is unacceptable. His conviction about the need to reject violence in any form are close and understandable to the Russian people. We certainly support these great ideas of Mahatma Gandhi. We believe that our joint activity in the framework of the UNESCO Chair will contribute to the further development of our cultural cooperation and direct dialogue between Russian and Indian civilizations. We think the ideas of great Mahatma Gandhi could be and must be implemented in modern international politics. The main principle of the UNESCO Chair is closely connected with the basic outlook of Gandhi, global peace and non-violence. UNESCO can bring positive outlook to the global politics. The main characteristics of association of UNESCO chairs are the equality of large and small countries, mutual trust, respect for diversity of civilizations, cultures, religions, forms of the government, and concepts of development. The network and informal format of the Association of UNESCO chairs will promote development of partner relationship between countries, development of cooperation and teamwork, and it also strengthens the common values, ideas, goals, and joint prospects of development. We believe that creation of the UNESCO chair in Mansau University will allow you to take the important place in the global education of the 21st century and become the leader of global science and culture. And I would like to add some words. It is the activity of Professor Khatri which makes it possible to establish the UNESCO chair at Mansau University. In Moscow State University, we appreciate the role of Professor Khatri and value him as a specialist, great scientist, and highly qualified organizer. Professor Khatri has become a connecting link between Moscow State University and Mansau University. You know, he took part in our International Congress of Globalistics. He read lectures and held seminars in our university, and our students appreciate him and admire his lectures and seminars. We are quite sure that UNESCO chair, which he runs, and under his management, will help to develop cooperation between our universities, and it will help to establish closer ties between India and Russia. We are going to report about this event, about this conference, as a bright example of our collaboration to our Minister of Foreign Affairs, Lavrov, and to our President Putin. And at last, dear colleagues and friends, thank you for the invitation to participate in this international conference. There are two topics in agenda, UNESCO Chair and BRICS. It is very important that at Mandsaur University, Indian intellectual elite and international scientists lays the foundation for our future research and strategic partnership and promote effective collaboration in the field of higher education. I deeply believe that our conference will continue the analysis of the trends in the development of BRICS and will mobilize scientific research on finding solutions to the pressing challenges of global development. I wish all the participants of the conference fruitful work, creative and meaningful discussion, and what is also very important, to widen our network and strengthen our cooperation. Thank you.
I think we all
So a huge round of applause for Olga ma'am. Thank you very much ma'am for your kind words and your love for India is totally appreciable. Your session was full of enthusiasm and a valuable knowledge. Now, moving ahead. Don't judge a book by its cover. A well-known quote dedicated to a very known and admirable person. Shri Narenji Nahata, Chancellor of Mandsaur University, he was a cabinet minister in government of Madhya Pradesh. He held portfolios of commerce and industries, technical education, rural industries, commercial taxation, and represented Manasa Assembly constituency. He transformed technical education of the state. He is the founder of P.R. Nahata Smriti Sansthan. He is also founder of Smriti Nagarik Sahakari Bank, which is one of the best and biggest cooperative bank of Madhya Pradesh. A widely travelled person, has visited more than 20 countries. Naren Nahata was invited by British Professional Education